What's up guys, welcome back to Finance to Fly. My name is Luke and I'm here to help you elevate your travel while minimizing your spending. Today we're going to be covering the recently released Wells Fargo Attune card. So a quick side note to start off, this seems to be the second card in the revamped Wells Fargo portfolio, and I'm going to be honest, it's a very interesting card, so let's jump in. So for the annual fee, it'll set you back a nice $0 per year holding this card. And the sign-up bonus is $100 back after the first $500 spent in the first 3 months, and an intro APR of 0% over the first 12 months of holding the card. This is a cashback card just like the Saver One from Capital One, but if you hold the autograph journey, you're able to turn that cash back into points, so there will be a redemption in this video. So for earnings rates, the card labels the categories a bit weird, but I'll break down what those categories are. So firstly, you'll earn 4% back on self-care, select sports, recreation, and entertainment, and impactful purchases. And you'll also earn 1% everywhere else. So what are those 4% categories actually? Well, self-care is beauty and barbershops, gym memberships, and fitness studios, health and beauty spas, and massage parlors. For sports, recreation, and entertainment, that covers arts, gardening, museums, pet care, and anything sports goods, tickets to events, and streaming services. I have some more on the screen right now, as you can see, but there's a lot of categories in this. So as far as other benefits of the card other than earnings rates, well, there's not really many. There's cell phone protection, car rental protection, and some other small protections. So what is this card worth year after year of holding? Well, you don't pay an annual fee, so you're not going to get any coupon book style credits, but you do have some of those protections. They're not the best. I would go with plenty of other choices before you use those, but pretty much this card is worth as much as the cash back you earn from this card year after year. Now for some redemptions. For these redemptions, we're going to assume you have around 100,000 points, since you would need both the Attune and the autograph journey to get the transfer points. For this first redemption, we're going to transfer points over to Air France and KLM's Flying Blue program. A little known trick with this program is you're able to find some good award availability with their partner airlines, and one of those is Air Europa. I recommend either using the calendar feature on their website or even seats.aero to find the availability for the flights like this, since they aren't always available. But for this flight, we are booking a direct flight from JFK to Madrid in Air Europa's business class. This is going to cost you 43,000 points and $32 each way. The taxes and fees are really low, by the way. I think that's really nice. And as far as redemptions go, because the taxes and fees are so low, I think this is one of the better redemptions to Europe. Usually they're over $100, $200. Especially for business class, but this is really good redemption overall. So for the second redemption, we're going to transfer points over to Virgin Atlantic's Flying Club. This recently underwent a devaluation of partner awards, but you can still find great award availability. Take, for example, this direct flight from Toronto to South Korea. It's 100,000 points for business class or 37,000 for economy. That's a really good redemption even if you book for 200,000 points round trip, albeit you got to find the award availability. Normally, this business class ticket will cost you $4,000 to $5,000 to get over to South Korea. Lastly, for the third redemption, we're going to go back to Flying Blue because Wells Fargo just doesn't have that many transfer partners right now, and hopefully we'll get some more soon. This time we're going to look at flying to Southeast Asia, specifically Ho Chi Minh City, aka Saigon Airport, from San Francisco. One-way direct. This is another one of the Flying Blue's sweet spots that isn't KLM or Air France's awards. This is going to be on Vietnam Airways business class. For 101,000 points and about $242 in taxes and fees, you can get a one-way ticket, business class, directly to Vietnam from the US. I think this is the only flight flying from the US to Vietnam, so it's obviously a great redemption no matter what, but usually this ticket costs $5,000 to $6,000, so you're even getting really good value, especially if you spend 200,000 points for a round trip ticket. You could be getting 3 cents per point value there. But in order to get good value for that round trip ticket, you're going to have to find the availability to and from, which is going to be difficult. So what are my thoughts on this card? Well, it's very interesting how it plays into Wells Fargo's whole ecosystem. When you pair this with the autograph journey and the autograph, it hits almost every single category you could ever need at a rate of 3% or better. And this is all for a $95 annual fee, mind you. I really like how this ecosystem is starting to shape up. If they could just add about 10 transfer partners, or just whatever transfer partners Bilt has right now, like Hyatt's, Alaska, that would be amazing if they could just move those over to the Wells Fargo ecosystem cards. I think that would make Wells Fargo's cards, some of the best in game. Obviously, they don't have the travel protections Amex and Chase and Capital One do, but I think the earnings rates and the transfer partners would just outright beat those cards. At the end of the day, the transfer partners would be great, but getting the most value for your buck is just as good. But I think to look at this card, you gotta look at it at a single card standpoint, because right now, just Wells Fargo's ecosystem is not built up yet. This card would be a good card for a family with smaller children. I feel like most of the categories are geared towards stores and purchases that would most be frequent with families with small children. Take for example me. I would only be getting the 4% back on gym, haircuts, and once in a while I'll take it to a concert. I don't go out that much to really need a 4% earner when I could just put on a 2 points per dollar spent card, right? It would not make sense for me to get this card for the 3 small transactions I do a month pretty much, but just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you. Obviously, there's moments where, hey, maybe you're shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that where you're gonna be using this card a decent amount of time. Yes, this card makes sense, but you gotta look into it to see if it really fits your lifestyle to have this card, because it does take up a spot, it does take up an inquiry in your credit score, but it does offer an opportunity to earn lots of percent back or points back on categories you don't normally earn stuff in. I definitely would say it's worth looking into if you do spend a lot in these categories, or even look at different cards, but I think this is worth looking into for the long run too, especially if Wells Fargo's ecosystem just evolves over time and becomes something like a Amex or Chase's ecosystem. All in all, what do you think? I'm curious to know, does this card fit in your lifestyle? What do you think of the Wells Fargo ecosystem, how it's starting to shape up? Do you think they'll get the transfer partners that everybody wants them to get? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, have a great day.